Let me say this right here. Listen, sometimes when you look at life, you see life, everything falls apart or everything coming together, right? Hey, Perpetual, how you doing? Hey, Ava. Sometimes we see things fall apart and we see sometimes we see things come together. Listen, understand. I want you all to understand. Everything is all about your energy. It's about your energy, man. And I want us to understand it. You know what I mean? I want you to understand that it is all you. It's all your energy. And I want you all to stay consistent in feeling and knowing and doing what it takes for you to do to get to a place where you understand this is all your connection. This is all your reality. It's all your thoughts and your beliefs. Sometimes, man, some of us are going through so much. Because do you notice when one thing go wrong, everything goes wrong? Yeah, everything. Seriously, sometimes when one thing go wrong, everything just dives. And when one thing go right, everything just goes up. But I want you to pay attention to your energy. I want you to look at your energy, what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your feelings, because everything comes together, but you have to get it together in your mind, in your feelings. You see what I'm saying? You have to get it together in your experience. You have to know, you have to complete it on the inside, you have to live it on the inside first, and everything comes together sooner or later. But we can't look at these distractions and get discouraged. Listen, distraction don't mean discouraged. Distractions are just distractions. Seriously, distractions are just, don't let it discourage you. I think many of us get discouraged so easily because we don't really trust the process. Because the process, sometimes the journey, no matter how ugly it looks, see, just because something is ugly doesn't mean it's bad. Just because something, for real. Listen, just because something looks ugly doesn't mean that it's bad. Sometimes you have to go through some ugly things to get to the pretty things. And sometimes life goes up and down, and we have to understand it's a part of the process. Listen, but I want you to understand, man, you got to put your faith in you. I know, yes, in God too, but if your faith is in God, but you don't know that you can do certain things, it's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen. Hey, Gilo, see some of us put our faith in something outside of us and think about we are not worthy. You can't put your faith in something or anything and believe that the vessel who is actually doing it isn't worthy. You have to know that you are worthy. You have to know that you are capable. You have to know that whatever you put your faith in gives you that power. So when you put your faith in it, you have to know that you become worthy. Stop feeling like you're not worthy. Because some of us are stuck. We are anxious, we're scared, we're fearful, we're insecure. Why? Because you're praying to something that you feel, I'm praying, but I don't think I'm worthy anyways. And how do you create? How do you get what you want if you're not worthy? What are you praying for? We have to understand, man. We have to understand. Everything comes together. But first, you have to bring it together with your mind, with your reality, with your body, with your feelings, with your spirit. Everything works together, but you have to believe and know it. Not just believe it, you have to know it. You just can't believe. You have to know. You have to trust. You have to have faith. You have to have faith in the process. Listen, man, this is all your experience. This is all your experience. There's nothing else to experience but you. This is what you see. Whatever you go through is your experience of you, of what you're going on in your mind. Now, see, listen. I keep coming on here saying the same things. I don't say anything different. You have to come to a place where you sit quietly, and I'm not talking about every day you take 10 minutes to be quiet, because 10 minutes cannot offset 23 hours and 50 minutes of you worrying and stressing. See, some of you worry and stress for 23 hours and think that 10 minutes of sitting quiet gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. Empress, for real, same information. Listen, you have to, no matter what you're experiencing, man, just relax. Because since you're gonna experience it anyways, since you're already going through it anyways, since you're already living it anyways, relax. Because worrying don't change it. It makes it worse. It makes it last longer. Stressing don't change it. It makes it stay for a longer time. Because you see, when you stress and you worry, you are encouraging the situation. Do you all know this? Do you understand how the mind works? If you put energy on it, it stays and it expands. Whatever energy, love or hate, it expands. It's the same energy. It's the same. Listen, whether you plant a poison tree or a carrot in the earth grows them at the same rate. Whatever you plant grows at the same rate. And you have to understand, just because you are going through something, if you worry, it makes it last forever. It makes it just stay and linger. Whatever you're going through, just go through it. Just go. And sometimes you're not even going through it. You are going through your own damn thinking of it, your perception of it. That's why healing takes the change of perception. Healing takes a change of perception. Healing is all about look at things differently. When you look at things differently, you find new things. You find new ways. You find new reality. Everything, when you're going through life, man, when you're going through life, some things look terrible. Man, I'm telling you, something for real. Some things look like you go. Listen, some things gonna discourage you because this is the journey. The journey is walking through hell sometimes to get to the place where you gotta get to. Sometimes you gotta walk through that hell. Sometimes you gotta walk through that place where you are unsure. Sometimes you gotta walk through the place where it's unfamiliar. Sometimes you gotta walk through the place where you don't know anything. You don't know anybody. You don't even know yourself there. But you have to walk through it. And when you walk into the place, nothing feels good. Nothing sounds good. Nothing looks good. But the reason why you are focused on what it looks like, what it feels like, is because you are trying to get the same place that you just came from. You are trying to find something familiar. There's nothing familiar in the new place. Don't look for familiarity in the new place. Be okay in the newness of it. Be okay not recognizing what it looks like, or not thinking of what it's supposed to look like, or not knowing what it's... Listen, you have to be okay in the unknown. You gotta be okay in the unknown. You can't expect it to look familiar. Because if it looks familiar, you're back in the old shit. If it looks familiar, you're back in the old place. Seriously, if it looks familiar, you're back in the old experience. And that's not where you want to be. So when you come to a place where it looks new, and I'm saying this. I just moved back to the States. Shoot. I've been offline for a while, but I come online sometimes, but I'm silent. Y'all don't understand. Sometimes it looks like everything is working against you, don't it? Hey, Jenny, sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen. Hey, you all know what I'm talking about. People who follow me know what I'm talking about. See, people who listen to me know what I'm talking about. People who listen to me know what I'm talking about. If you've been listening on my channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes it looks like everything that you're doing is failing. Everything comes together. Everything comes together. Every single thing comes together. But you gotta be silent. You gotta be silent sometimes. You gotta learn to be silent sometimes. See, we can't be silent. We gotta be worrying. Listen, sometimes I know we have a mind, right? I know we have a mind. But just because you have a mind doesn't always mean that you gotta keep it busy. Just because you have a brain doesn't mean that you gotta always keep it busy. You gotta always keep it occupied. Free your mind by accepting what is. I'm telling you, sometimes, I swear to God, no matter how much faith you have, some things look ugly. And when I say ugly, it means it looks unfamiliar. It doesn't... See, it's not that it's ugly. Right? It's not that it's ugly. It's just unfamiliar. You don't recognize it. So we think it looks ugly and it looks like it's going to hell. Sometimes it takes that. You got to trust the process. But first, you have to experience life on the inside. You gotta move in silence. You gotta close your mouth, but not just your mouth. You gotta shut your mind down. Stop worrying and just focus. Listen, things, because life is a big repeat. Do you all notice that? Life is a big repeat, but the same is a same lesson. Trust the process and put in your mind what you want to experience. That's it. It's not about nothing new, because there's nothing new under the sun. It's just different manifestation of the same mind. It's different manifestation of your same thinking. It is different manifestation of the same belief and the same feeling. It's different manifestation of the same person. You have to understand, if you want life to change the person. Change the person. I'm me. No, you're not you. Because that version of you ain't working. You gotta put your mind onto what you want to experience and leave it there. I don't care what it looks like. Thank you, Empress. I don't care what shit looks like. Hey, Desmo, thank you. I don't care what it looks like. Who cares? Stop trusting your eyes. Your eyes are only there to remember stuff. That's why when we see something that looks unfamiliar, we panic, because the eyes are only looking for what's familiar. The eyes could only focus on what's familiar. If you don't recognize it, there's no focus. Nothing is focused there. Change the perspective. Look with your mind so that when your eyes look at something, it sees the truth. Because I'm telling you right now, hey Flojo, I'm telling you right now, boy, when you are in the midst of, and it's not a storm. It's not a storm. See, we're quick to say it's a storm. It's not a storm. It's a new growth. It's a new growth. It's a new growth. And it's not that you are weak or you are incapable. It's just that you are too anxious. You are too anxious. You gotta you gotta relax. New growth takes new information. It's just there to help you on that. Listen, this is who you are. See how you were born is who you are. How you were born is you. Everything that you needed is in that seed. In that embryo. Everything that you needed was in that embryo. See, when you was conceived, everything that you ever needed was in that embryo. Everything. Let me remind you, if you all didn't know this. See, the truth is you have been used to yourself. You have been used to your beauty. You have been used to seeing yourself every day. You have been used to your thoughts, so you don't even know how powerful you are because you are used to it. But to somebody who's new to you, they're seeing fire. They're seeing how amazing you are. You don't even believe it. You don't even want to trust it. Because you're used to being around yourself. So you don't see your greatness because you are just it's time to ignite that fire. It's time to put the fire. It's time to take time with yourself to just be silent. It is time. Listen, it is time to experience who you are. For real, right? It is time to experience. Listen, listen. I'm telling you all. Sometimes it looks like life is giving you hell. Empress, for real. Listen, sometimes it looks like life is giving us hell, man. But I'm telling you, it's not hell. It's heaven. You have to go through these things. And when you go through it, relax. And you're not going through it. Listen, let me tell you something that I realize. Everybody think life gets better. Life doesn't get better. Your perception of it changes. Life doesn't get better. Life has always been life. Life has always been life. Your perception is what gets better. And if you don't like how your life is going, change your perception. I promise you, when you learn, listen, stop being so attached to a perception of life. Stop being so attached to one specific way of life. I don't think we understand what that means. There are a million perceptions. It's just based on how you look at it. If you're looking at something that makes you suffer, try to change your angle. Change your angle. I promise you, when you learn to walk around the entire thing 360 degrees, you're going to see. Life is not that life gets better. Your perception gets better. I realized growing up, or even younger, or older, or me now, who am I, where I'm at now, my life didn't get better. My perception did. I started to see things on my choice. The way how I want to see it is how I see it. You can't tell me how to see it. I see it in a way that benefits me. I see it in a way that keeps the peace. Some people say, oh, you just fake. No, it's not about fake. It's not about being fake. It's about clearing up all that chatter in your mind. You know what I mean, Empress? It's about clearing up that chatter. See, because when you resist life, you have all this chatter. You ever resisted that somebody left you? Have you ever resisted the idea that somebody is gone? Have you ever resisted the idea that somebody divorced you? Have you ever resisted the idea or the truth that somebody no longer wants you? Have you ever resisted the truth that you don't have any money? Have you ever resisted the truth that they fire you? Have you ever resisted the truth? It stays up there, don't it? And when it stays up there, you can't experience freedom because nothing new comes to you. See, what you need don't come to you. Only what you keep replaying because you're resistant. Whatever you resist stays there. It stays there. So when change comes, don't resist it. There is a resource for that egg to become a food. Yeah! Listen, everything you resist, and that's why we don't move. That's why we don't move. That's why we take forever I'm learning. I'm being here for a long time. Why are you still there? Don't resist the thing. Just allow the thing to happen. And then you'll see the next step. Listen, the only way to see the next step is if you accept this step. Can we say amen? To see the next step, you have to accept this step. Because you could only see the next step from this step. You can't, listen, you have to accept this step. You have to accept this location. You have to accept this current location. You can't get to the next location until you accept where you're at. The GPS if you put in your GPS, I'm going to go to Florida. but you don't want to accept that you're in Georgia because it's too far, then you ain't going nowhere. The GPS is waiting. Hey, where are you at? The only way to find this new location is for you to tell me where you're at. If you tell me that you're somewhere else, I can't give you a route to where you want to go. You must ask. Listen, if you going to a divorce, go to your divorce. Telling you, if you are going through that breakup, go through it. Don't fight it. Just go through it. Talking about, well, God, this. God. It's not about God. You have choices. You have options. People, sometimes we have to understand this is you. This is your energy. This is your reality. This is your mind. This is your thinking. This is your programming. Just go. Don't worry about what God is doing, what God wants you to do. Just go, because we have the knowledge. We have the choices. Lord, if you have the choices, do it. And if you made the wrong one, it's okay. Do it again. And if you do it again after a while, you begin to that's how you trust yourself. You do shit. And you do it again if it's wrong. But some of you all do shit. You don't like the consequence, so you get stuck. I realized just now. You know what I just realized? That made me go and speak about this. Let me tell you what I just realized. You all want to know what I just learned? The simple things in life is what teaches you the most. Not the quality, not the higher things, the simple things. Not the more expensive things, the simple things. Not the more quality, it's the simple things. Let me tell you what I just realized. I was about to go live. I was in my car. I should go live. I have a few platforms that I use. I only have one phone. I'm like, should I go Facebook? Should I go YouTube? Or should I go TikTok? It took me 10 minutes to think about which one. And it hit me. See, these choices that we have, it's taking us, some of us have so many choices. You only have TikTok? It's taking so many choices. We have too many options. And the options, just do it, right? For real, Foxy Trinity, we have too many options and they're thinking about which one. Who cares which one it is? To be honest, who cares which one? Who cares which one it was? I don't even care, as long as I was live. But there's somebody that is going to benefit. And listen, sometimes we just wait, trying to choose. And as we are waiting, do you know what happened? We create anxiety. Ain't that true? Listen, as we wait to choose our choice, we create anxiety. A happy man or a happy woman, you know what they do? They do what they do, and whatever situation comes from it, because, you ain't free. One thing, you ain't free from your consequences either. But let the consequences teach you if you made a good one. Listen, the key on this journey is trusting yourself. The key on this journey is trusting yourself. Hey, Mimi. The key on this journey is trusting yourself. But the way to trust yourself is to keep effing up. You gotta F up. Hey, Monica, you gotta F up. You gotta do it again. Man, listen. I have moved like 20-something times. I have moved like 20 times since I've been an adult. And just because I've moved so many times doesn't mean that it gets easier. You gotta find a place to live. You gotta spend all this money on stuff. You gotta find something. You gotta find this. You gotta find new people. Sometimes. But you have to trust the process. Sometimes you are so addicted to a feeling of feeling unsure. You are so addicted to a feeling of. It's like when we say, I want to love myself. Some of us say, I'm on a. Some people say, I'm on a self-love journey. But when the feeling comes, you change your mind. You're not on a self-love journey. You are addicted to your feelings. Some of us say, I'm on a journey of happiness. But the feeling comes that you feel lonely and you change your mind. Some of us say, I'm going to fast. But when the feeling of hunger comes, you change your mind. Some of us say, I want freedom. But when the feeling of guilt comes, you want to change your mind. Because you're not committed. We're not committed to what we are doing. We're not committed to the new experience, the new feelings. Because listen, you're going to have to go through a place where you're going to fast from all these things that you are used to, because it's going to be a new experience. So therefore, you're going to feel the feelings. You're going to feel that feeling. You're going to feel that experience. You're going to feel that things that you used to do. You're going to feel the body crave it. You're going to feel that crave for sex. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to feel that craving for food, that craving for the people that you knew, that craving for that man or woman that left you. You're going to feel the craving. But when you feel the craving, it's okay. You're in a new place. Don't trust the feeling too much. It's okay. Don't mind the feeling, but don't trust it too much. Don't trust. See, listen, when you're in a new place, it's okay. It's new. It takes time. It takes time. It takes intention. You got to be intentional. You got to be intentional. Hey, Sandra, you got to be intentional. Many of us don't want to be intentional. We feel that feeling. I miss him. Oh, I'm going back. What if he left you and you miss him? What do you do? What the F do you mean? What do you do? You can't get to the new place with old feelings. See, that's what the people... See, this was the issue with the people in Israel, in the wilderness. This was the issue. This was the issue when Moses took his people in the wilderness. They knew what slavery felt like. And so therefore, when the memory comes, at least I know, at least that looks familiar. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what this is. This is the wilderness. I don't know what this is. Let me go back. We listen to those stories and we say, you are so stupid. God is delivering you from slavery and you all want to go back. Oh my God. We're doing the same shit, ain't we? Ain't we doing the same shit? Ain't we doing the same shit though? God is delivering them with Moses and God, and they say they wanna go back to Pharaoh, where they was making bricks with water and straw. Listen, when you're in the wilderness, become a wildebeest. You know what I mean? When you're in the wilderness, it is time to become a wildebeest. Some of you are in the wilderness scared to death because you want to be focused on the bricks that you made with the water and the straw. When you're in the wilderness, you're going to become a wildebeest. Nothing looks familiar, and let that be golden. Let that be a beautiful thing. Let that be an amazing thing. Some of you all get too scared too quick. You all give up. You want to go back.